Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
President Trump and China's President Xi already have plenty to talk about when they meet tomorrow in the US. But just to make sure, North Korea test-fired another ballistic missile today. It had test-fired 5 others last month. Well, the US now believes today's launch was of a short-range missile, only flying around 40 miles before crashing into the Sea of Japan. But North Korea has been testing more powerful missiles of late, like the KN-15, which could reach up to 1,900 miles, putting South Korea, Japan and much of the region well within range. But more worrying is their development of what is known as the KN-08, an intercontinental missile with a range of around 3 times that distance. Already thought to have 6. If North Korea can make them work, they would bring Hawaii and mainland USA well within range, and that would change significantly America's urgency to deal with the problem of North Korea.
U-2 spy planes are helping to keep all options on the table for the Trump administration. The possibilities include preemptive strikes, and this legendary aircraft is selecting potential targets inside North Korea. Today in Seoul, South Koreans were taking in news of the latest threatening missile test by the neighbouring rogue state with which they share a last name but not much else. The near end of this bridge is as close as people here can get to the north. Observers were not surprised by this morning's launch. What is new is Washington's attitude to continuing provocations by the hermit state. The Americans are giving up trying to build any more bridges to North Korea. That's because over the last 3 decades, all attempts to do so have failed. The North Korean response to carrot or stick has been consistent. They've either gone nuclear or ballistic. Fearing that eventually they'll be able to put a nuclear warhead on a missile that can reach the States, President Trump is now going to pressure President Xi of China to rein in North Korea. However, experts fear that Kim Jong-un is not willing to listen to calls for restraint from anybody, even the Chinese.
They've been averse to any sort of high-level contacts with the Chinese. Many people think it's the Chinese that are the ones that don't want to have the contacts with the North Koreans. It's actually the North Koreans that don't care to have the contacts with the Chinese.
So preparations for the worst continue. The Americans and South Koreans are in the middle of a 2-month exercise, readying themselves for a massive war in which planners fear more than 1 million lives would be lost. It's no wonder the Americans call Korea the land of lousy options. John Irvine, ITV News, in Seoul.